time, and I kind of forgot about it because I was ashamed that it broke and that I couldn't keep it running. But we recently revived it, and we're going to do some more stuff with it. It's used for story carding. So it's meant to replicate, the whole concept is it's meant to replicate a process that normally would happen on a big bare wall where you map out an agile project with story cards. How many people here use an agile project tracking system? Like Tracker, or I think Jira has some agile stuff.
Jira.
Yeah. It's an agile module, right? It's like an add-on to Jira. Yeah. So you know what stories are, but in some of these packages, it's kind of hard to get a heads-up overview of a lot of cards. You can kind of look at your backlog, and you can look at the status of various things, but you really can't see the forest from the trees. So that's what this was made to address. So let's see, make the world. So let's see here. All right, so there are a bunch of things with this project. It was an experiment for us 3 years ago into JavaScript frameworks. Obviously, we were we were early on a lot of things and a little late on some others. Like skeuomorphic design was already on the way out, but we kind of went overboard to do it. And for example, this is pure CSS3 animation. Which is ridiculous. It took days to do that.
But still,
but I just love clicking on it.
It's your achievement, man.
So if you, this is all done with content editable. So you just type right on the card. Let's say we were just doing a project called, I don't know, email. I'm gonna go here and make an account because it allows you to start playing with it without even creating an account. So one of the ideas was, how fast can you onboard someone onto your app? Well, you could ask them not even to sign up, just start doing something, right? So this is Steve number 2, and I'll do Steve, what is it? On Gmail plus 2. So I can go and access this. Make some password here. Then you can invite collaborators, and so I can invite my real self. I think I can, unless it's broken, in which case someone will fix it tomorrow. Let's see. Oh yeah, okay, there was a slight bug. So Steve number 1, I will invite. And the other thing this project we were experimenting with is real-time collaboration. So it has it's using Pusher, and I think that's done. Did I send it? I don't know. It says it's sending, but it maybe it's I don't know. Maybe it worked, maybe it didn't. In any case, let's go to the wall and make something happen here. Let's do the where's Brian? What's the app that you did? The chat app?
Chat app?
The master
chat.
So master is chatting with an apprentice, right?
Yeah.
So what are you doing when you're a master? You're dispensing advice.
Yes.
Advising apprentices. Enlighten.
Passing.
Okay.
Enlightenment.
Yeah, as a master, I want to enlighten apprentices because so I can I don't know, feel
better.
I don't know, feel better.
A real master.
No, that's all ego stuff. You want to, it will cultivate the Buddha nature, right? Something like that. I don't know.
So I can.
He doesn't need that.
So I can
apprentice.
share
So I can die
share,
any-
so I can
so I can
share
die anytime.
my gift with the
Yes.
world. Yes.
Wow. Wow.
Good night.
That's so really fun.
It's so beautiful.
Now I wanna cry.
Okay. So what am I gonna do? I'm going to. I clicked it twice. It's a little laggy. Let's see. I'll put this over here, out of the way. What we're gonna do is we're gonna wait for a chat. What is the first thing the master does?
Yeah, wait for a chat.
Wait for a chat. Then what happens after that?
Starts a chat.
Accepts, gets
Accepts a
prompted.
request.
Accepts a request. Accepts a request. Okay. Now, here's one of the other things we did with this. This board is infinitely expandable, at least to a point of some, 16,000 pixels or something. So it uses the browser's zoom, which might not be a great idea, but it passes, it hides things at some zoom levels so that you don't have to look at all the information. So when you're looking at many cards, it's you don't see this details that are unnecessary. So after accepting a request, what happens? I say something to the apprentice.
Start chatting.
Start chatting. Greet. Start chatting. Okay. And do I have a choice of what to do? Can I leave?
Yeah, end chat.
End chat. Is there anything else I can do at that point?
We're going to wait for another one.
Okay.
That's
End
that.
chat. End chat. And then there's, I'm trying to address a choice, like a set of options. So then I can wait for another one or log out, right?
Yeah.
Leave. Wait for more or leave. All right. Leave. All right. So this is all stuff that the master is doing. We're going to move on to the apprentice. And the apprentice has a different thing in mind, right? Every user has a goal. They're using your system for some reason. The apprentice is looking, or I'm sorry, not apprentice, disciple. Masters and disciples, okay. So the disciple, what does the disciple do?
He's looking for enlightenment.
Okay. Seeking enlightenment. I like to say
Sorry, my English.
concise. Yeah, you're right. Seeking enlightenment. Enlightenment. All right, there we go. And as a disciple, as a see, it adjusts the article to be correct, grammatically correct. Yes. It still works. I want to chat with a master so I can
Replace him.
Whoa there, young disciple. All right. So I can, yes, enjoy, spread enlightenment. Let's just say that. So I can enjoy a better consciousness. I don't know. There's some ego.
I can enjoy the force.
Yeah, so we could talk about Jedi Masters. Maybe that would be a little easier. Okay, so as a disciple, what does he do? He requests a chat. Request a chat. And what do we do? At that moment, we wait, right?
Yeah.
Is there a keyboard shortcut for that?
What?
For
Making a new card?
new story or new activity, yeah.
Well, you could spend it an extremely. You could spend any. If there were a bunch of subscribers in this app, we could continue to polish it. But let's just say clicking it is N. I don't know. No, see, once you have focus, as soon as you type, it does. I don't know. How would you do a keyboard thing? You'd have to unfocus. You'd have to click out here and then say new. Maybe it does work. Maybe it's broken. I don't know. Okay. New. What does it say? Wait for a chat. Wait for a chat. And then what do? We oh, whoa, no. Back. Wait for a chat. And the master enters the room. What do? I see the master enter the room. What's the next thing? Type something to the master. Chat to the master.
Say hi.
Say hi. Yes. Chat to the ask the question. Ask the master a question. The other thing he might do is give up,
Yeah.
right? Because the master didn't accept his chat request, and so it could wait. And I don't know. Whoops. Not under there. Not under there. This is a little tricky. Go. Okay.
Yeah.
Give up.
Oh.
Yeah, that's sad. And after giving up, you could maybe request another chat. Try again. And this would be like, try again. All right. And then after asking the master a question, you would receive an enlightening response. And go away happy. Yes.
Go away happy.
I don't know. That's the idea. I'm losing my patience with this, but everything go away happy. Anyway.
Why does that card keeps on moving?
Which one?
That one with red.
All right.
belong.
So strictly speaking, I could add more cards underneath these cards, and that would mess everything up. So if I decided that he would ask another question because he didn't feel enlightened enough, we could add another thing here. You know, ask another question. So what happens here is that this is called story mapping, and from left to right, you're talking about a sequence in time. I think something broke. No? Okay, there it is. And vertically, these are options. So at this point, I could either receive enlightenment or ask another question. There's a process that you can use to divide things up into releases and help you kind of strategize what goes in your product and what stays out of your product, or and then you could have an area where you piled up cards that were not associated, vague ideas, things you didn't want to do, the kind of icebox material that you would be familiar with in Tracker or other things. This integrates with Pivotal Tracker. It has a two-way editing function, so when you change something in Tracker, it will change here, and vice versa.
It's just real time, right? So you can.
It is real time. So, to show that it is actually real time, I'm going to go over there, accept the invitation in my office. We'll just pretend that I'm in a different country. This got big and complicated really fast. It started as a proof of concept, and then after a few months I look back and I'm like, wow, we have a lot of time invested in this, and I wasn't really sure if we should invest more. And it actually made me think about a lot of things. For example, at one point I was thinking about putting a billing system on this and doing it as a SaaS type application. But then I had to sort of put on my businessman hat and say, well, exactly how big is the market for this? It's a tiny fraction of the market for, let's say, Pivotal Tracker, which is a nice project for Pivotal Labs. But, I just really, and then how big is the market? Can I address the market? Can I reach those people? How much does it cost me to reach those people? Very prohibitively expensive. But I did kind of find myself wishing that it was a lot easier to build apps like this, really cool things that, you know, like I kept asking myself, like, what's the framework? What could make this much easier? And some of the ideas that I had out of that are coming into our new system, App Express, which is hopefully going to be live soon.
Yeah, actually that's looking like, you know, there is an extension on Redmine, which is not exactly the same, of course, but you have the post-it.
Post-it, so there's a chance to generalize this and make it, there are a bunch of things I want to do. I want to put personas on here, so you could slap like photos of example users. You build like a story, a background story about who you think is supposed to be using this feature, and try to imagine, you know, there's a lot of things you can do.
But what I'm thinking is, isn't it this this application, for me, is looking like a part of a bigger application.
Exactly. It is, and that's what's going to happen.
And that's where it begins to be very interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. I can't really say much more. Yeah. It was a lot of fun. You know, so we're coming kind of full circle, and you know, I can't even say what I was thinking. I did this kind of introspective blog post a few weeks back, trying to figure out like, why did I stop working on this thing? Because it was cool and nice and I liked it, and why did I leave it so long? Yeah.
I think it's because of the animation. You put CSS.
I think that if the things that we did in this app were reusable, so I could like build another type board with different rules or different things that you could do with it, then it becomes more interesting. If it was working, essentially if it was built within a framework that was well tested, so that the bugs weren't crazy all the time, it would be fun to build a lot more apps like this. One thing that we're looking at is moving to 40-inch 4K displays. And I've got one ordered, and it's sitting in custom somewhere, and I don't know when we're ever going to get it. I'm not ordering anymore until we get the first one. But apps like this are much more, you know, they become more interesting with the big glass. It's made for the big screen, right? This 27 is pretty good. You know, you can get a lot of material on it, but when you get to 4K, well, when I was in the US, I bought a kind of a test screen. It was actually a TV, so it was cheap, like $300, and it did 4K, and only 30. I only got it up to 30 hertz, but you know, so it was kind of, you know, just a little bit odd, but it was great for programming. You're like, look at how much code I can put on the screen. You're like, oh, well, I'm still lost. Yeah, but I think that, you know, apps like this will do really cool on the screen. Anyway, thank you for taking a look.
Thank you.